Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. We would really appreciate if you could recommend us to your friends and family, as well as share information on social media. This way more people would learn about the podcast and truth about the Russian invasion of Ukraine. My name is Artem, and here is the news. 331 days left the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Yesterday, another meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group at the US base in Ramstein, Germany took place, reports Interfax Ukraine. The group unites defense ministers and high-level officials from about 50 countries that provide military support to Ukraine or consider doing so. Despite hopes and expectations, no decision was made on transfer of German-made Leopard 2 main battle tanks to Ukraine. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said that the participants of the meeting failed to agree on a possible transfer to Kyiv. Polish Defense Minister Mariusz Błaszczak said that during the meeting he spoke with a group of 15 countries that use Leopard tanks. Poland wanted to create a coalition of countries to equip Ukraine with these tanks, but no decision was made. Further meetings are planned. According to the German media sources in diplomatic circles, Slovakia and the Czech Republic supported the idea of supplying tanks to Ukraine. Both Slovakia and the Czech Republic have already delivered dozens of their own Soviet-made battle tanks to Kyiv. The Soviet tanks handed over to Ukraine were to be replaced in smaller numbers with refurbished Leopard 2. But both Prague and Bratislava proposed these tanks intended for their armies to Ukraine. In total, it's about 30 Leopard tanks. Germany is the key country in this whole process, since it depends on their consent whether Ukraine would receive Leopard tanks that are produced in Germany. At the same time, Germany announced additional weapons and equipment support packages for Ukraine worth about 1 billion euros. The package will include 40 Marder infantry fighting vehicles, 7 Gepard anti-aircraft self-propelled artillery installations, additional guided missiles for the Iris-T air defense system, and another such system. Minister of Defense Alexei Reznikov informed that Ukraine reached an agreement about training its tank crews on German Leopard 2 tanks, even though the decision about supplying Ukraine with them has not been made yet, reports Voice of America. He clarified that countries that have the Leopard tanks in their possession agreed on a possibility to start training missions and courses for Ukrainian tank crews. Reznikov expressed hope that after internal consultations, Germany will make the decision about possible supply of the tanks. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky in his evening video address said that decisions made in Ramstein will strengthen Ukraine's resilience. He added that not everything can be announced in public about what was talked about in Ramstein. Zelensky assured that Ukraine's partners are firm in their attitude. They will support Ukraine as much as necessary for the victory. Yes, we will have to fight for the supply of modern tanks, but every day we make it more obvious that there is no alternative to making the decision on tanks, said the president. Zelensky pointed out that Ukraine managed to significantly strengthen its artillery fist, both with guns and ammunition. There are also good results with armored vehicles. Several hundred combat vehicles have been added to Ukraine's arsenal. The president thanked all the countries who announced support packages to Ukraine and stressed that now it is important to ensure that each agreement is implemented as quickly as possible. Ukrainian troops will shortly start their training on the Challenger 2 tanks in the UK, reports Ukrainska Pravda. According to the Ukrainian ambassador Vadim Pristayko, the heavy artillery systems crews are already training and tank crews will arrive soon as well. He added that training will not take long since, as British instructors say, Ukrainian troops are highly motivated and learn very quickly. At the same time, he said that it is hard to estimate exactly how much time it will take, but assumed that about a month and a half will be enough. If needed, training will be prolonged as it was done earlier, he said. The ambassador added that the tanks for Ukraine are already being prepared. On January 14th, the UK authorities officially confirmed that Ukraine will be supplied with 14 Challenger 2 tanks. Presidents of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky and Turkey Recep Tayyip Erdogan held a phone call yesterday, reports Interfax Ukraine. They supported the idea of extending the grain export agreement and allowing its expansion to other ports of Ukraine. Zelensky thanked his counterpart for organizing the meeting of the Human Rights Commissioners of Ukraine, Turkey and Russia in Ankara. The president of Ukraine expressed hope for the assistance of Turkey in the return to Ukraine of political prisoners of the Kremlin, civilian hostages and prisoners of war, as well as children who were deported from the temporarily occupied territories. The Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine approved construction of new power units of the Khmelnytsky nuclear power plant using American technology, reports Ekonomichna Pravda. According to the Ministry of Energy, 2 new reactors will be constructed by the American company Westinghouse. This will end cooperation with Russia in the field of atomic energy. The approximate term for the completion of construction and the starting of 2 power units is 2030-2032, although the timing may be affected by the war. 1 power unit will cost about $5 billion. If you like what we do and would like to tip us, you can now do so directly to our PayPal. Check out the link in the description to this episode for more details. And as usual, you can subscribe to our Patreon. In gratitude for your help, we will give you access to a series of exclusive episodes on wartime life in Ukraine. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.